we always like to have a think about adding an artist to the GC Wall of Fame. So let's have a think about some polishers that might be considered. Who have you got in mind?
Well, if I may, Simon, I'm just going to tease our listeners for a moment. See if you can guess who this is. I won't tease you for too long. This individual was named Female Entertainer of the Century by Billboard in 1976. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988 and in the Guinness Book of World Records named as the most successful female artist in history in 1993. Someone may well have overtaken her, but that's not a bad track record. And just to add one more piece, you're probably all out there guessing, and you've got this. I'm reading here from my script. In a candid interview with Barbara Walters in 1978, she described herself as a perfectionist, desperately wanting to be loved. This is Diana Ross.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. The wonderful thing about this is how it fits with some of the things that we've said already. You don't get to be the top of your industry without a degree of polisher energy. You can't just rest on your laurels at any point. You can't just think that's good enough at any point. Or if you do, you have to catch yourself up a bit later with some polisher energy and turn out some really top-class stuff.
And she has been noted by many as having inspired many artists around her, which is the other thing that we were talking about. So clearly very demanding of herself and her own performance, her own standards.
Yeah. I remember seeing a documentary about Michael Jackson as well, who I know we considered as a potential candidate in our polisher category, but he was certainly would have seen Diana Ross as a youngster and seen how she went about her craft, how she did things. And it must have brushed off with him, because I remember the fact that he used to rehearse for months before going out on a world tour, and all the dance moves and everything had to be meticulously thought through. Without that preparation, he would not have produced what are considered by many to have been like the most incredible spectacle that they've ever seen. But I think that was inspired by Diana Ross.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You just have to watch those performances to notice the degree of precision in there. Simon, given your encyclopedic knowledge, you probably think of other artists in the 90s and beyond who've taken that approach to the pursuit of precision and perfection in what they do.
Yeah, I mean, the one that springs to mind immediately, just mentioned Michael Jackson, is Justin Timberlake. Apparently is also meticulous in the preparation about the whole performance, how the whole thing is produced. And so I think you've probably got two types of polishers as artists. You've got those that are a bit like you were saying in business, your subject matter experts, the people who go deep on a specific part of their craft. And then you've probably got the perfectionists, or the polishers rather, that like to be involved in every aspect of the project because they feel like they've got something to contribute to make it even better than it is. And that's where I see the likes of Justin Timberlake coming to the fore, because he wants to get involved in every aspect of the production, from the songwriting part through to the end performance.
This is not just about putting the hours in to produce a good enough performance, is it? There are probably many artists out there who can do that. The polisher focus is, next one's got to be better. Next one's got to be improved. We've got to push this on in terms of our thinking, the way we deliver it.
And you can easily misunderstand some people as well. So when we were doing our research for this, we stumbled upon Dolly Parton, didn't we, in terms of, there's an image for you. We stumbled upon Dolly Parton. But anyway, she's often been criticized almost, or there's almost like a snide remark as being a perfectionist. And she differentiated. She said, I'm not a perfectionist, I'm a professional. I think there's definitely polisher energy in that to make that differentiation in the book.
Do you think Kenny Rogers would have agreed with that? You were telling me that story the other day.
Well, I did hear him being interviewed once, and he said that when they were recording Islands in the Stream, Dolly was continuously saying, you can do better than that, Kenny. Record it again. Do it again.
Yes. There is some polisher in there, you would think.
Definitely.
But maybe people do reframe that as professionalism, but that's their approach to what they do.
Yeah. And you came up with one more, didn't you, that we saw a bit of information around Steely Dan.
Well, I think you know more about Steely Dan than me, but this is polishing very much, isn't it, in terms of expertise as musicians, as instrumentalists?
Yeah, I mean, they were incredibly tough on themselves, so that fits with the definition that we've created about polishers, but equally, they had a history of wearing out the musicians that they got in to help them. Too demanding. I saw one little story about Mark Knopfler, the man for Dire Straits, and they'd heard Sultans of Swing and thought, oh, great to get Mark in and be part of this project. But he said, I don't know whether it was accompanied by the words never again, but the suggestion in the article was that they asked him to keep doing it, and he recorded about 20 hours worth of stuff for them, and they used 15 seconds of it on their album. But he was one of many in the article I was reading, just one of many absolutely brilliant artists. So we're not talking about people who are sort of session musicians and they might be all right. These are people at the top of their game, and as far as the guys in Steely Dan were concerned, they could do it better.
Yes. I've got a hunch at this very moment, Simon, our audience are saying, yeah, I get these people now. I understand polishers. You may recognise those qualities in yourself or people that you're close to, and the upside and the demanding parts of it too.
Yeah, absolutely. For now, John, I think we're just about at the end of this part of our journey in terms of once round. How about next time? Your task, sir, if you're willing to accept it, is can we think of a band that includes all of the proclivities?
Oh, now that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, I will accept that challenge, Simon. Thank you. I will go away and think on that. A band that includes all of the 5 GC index proclivities.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Got it.
And no cheating, no trying to put, together that fictitious band. Wouldn't it be wonderful if these 5 people came together?
Well, yes. I'll have a look at the Monkeys. How many of them were there?
Good question. I was just thinking, what a super band that would be if we put it together of the people that we've chosen. So with Playmaker, we started with Mick Jagger.
We did.
We had Madonna as our game changer.
Yes.
We had Bananarama as our implementers.
Yep.
And we had Bjorn and Benny from ABBA as our strategists. And we've just added Diana Ross into the mix. Now, I wonder what they could come up with between them.
Wow. Yes. But I do accept your challenge. I will. Yes. I'll think of a band that may cover all 5.
Excellent. John, I will look forward to hearing your nominees for the best GC Index band